1. And we're live. And it is the Kent Beck Scrum. It is Sam and Michael. The thingammy, what's it? The plugin said it sort of had a problem, but then it seems okay. So we're all good. What have I been doing? Basically, yeah, I've been continuing to work on this deploying this sponsoring via PayPal thing, which was going reasonably well. And then I realized that it was sending emails to the wrong people. So I fixed that, and then I realized the development and staging servers have like live emails being sent out, and that's not ideal. And so I've got it all set up now with Mail Trap, so it traps the emails, and we are on the cusp of maybe taking it to production, and I'm hoping by the end of the day to ping the guy who said that he would sponsor his co-workers to say, here it is, try it out. It's kind of irritating that I guess I won't be able to like fully test it on production unless I actually, I guess I can do it on production and then cancel the things because we've got some later. Anyway, it's sort of getting there. It's been sort of irritating little bits and pieces. I think what I really want is a way to dump like the environment variables from a given server and then sort of run something locally with those environment variables. And I've found a way to dump the environment variables. I think I can just use them in a... Anyway, it's like a little bit of DevOps things. Other stuff, I just subscribed Agile Ventures for like $10 a month to the Patreon for Greater Than Code, who were talking about Donald Trump this morning and being in shock and so on, because that was the one they recorded at the beginning of the election or just after the election. And I thought we should support these great people. And then I've missed the deadline for applying to the DevOps conference. And anyway, so yeah, I'm meeting Armando and another Berkeley person to discuss accessibility for the edX course in about an hour. Is that right? Something like that. Yeah, and hopefully I can get this thing deployed before then. That's me. How are things going with you, Michael?
Oh, good. So Marion and I did a little pairing yesterday afternoon into the evening.
Cool.
We first finished up some work on async Slackbot to make the existing queues a little more explicit about what chat room things are in.
Oh, cool.
Now,
is there a pull request in for that?
Yes, there is.
I
feel like that. Yeah.
Go on.
I think it's a little misleading in some ways.
The current queues.
Yeah, and the way that it's interacting with BotMock and everything.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure if you change certain parts in the app whether how it'll behave.
Okay.
Whether the tests will catch it. Because I have a feeling that if you just, I have a feeling that the user input right now may just be treating it as if it's a direct message to the bot.
Okay. Yes.
We're saying it's the channel SH whatever. Not actually. It's actually just triggering the direct.
Yes. And that was I've raised that as an issue on the bot mock, and they said that they're going to address that. But what the timescale is for them addressing it, I don't know. But I take your point.
Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. And I guess the other, so we did that. That's in. And then we worked on generic subscription framework.
For
website
one. The thing I started with Marianne yesterday, yes.
Yesterday in your premium session. We made a little progress on that and kind of hit a bar with it wasn't behaving after we inputted the card details. It kept hitting the new action controller like twice instead of doing new and then create or whatever. So I hypothesized, but I don't actually have strong evidence, I mean, I don't have like actual smoking gun evidence
Mm.
that has something to do with the way that Ruby Stripe Mock is setting up plans.
Okay.
And the way that we've set plans up
Okay.
and how that's interacting with the form
Right.
from Stripe.
Uh-huh.
I kind of just said that we could end up burning a lot of time on that,
Mm-hmm.
and that you would probably might be in a better position to tell us what's going on with that.
Okay. Did you put in, I guess you pushed the stuff where you got to into the,
it's up on the,
it's in the branch. Do you want to turn it into a pull request so I can see the, like a work in progress pull request so I can easily see the relevant things?
Okay.
So yeah, we could conceivably look at that now-ish. What I will just yeah, I think I may have worked out a way to it's interesting to get the environment variables. That would have saved me time anyway. Anyway, yes. Well, what now potentially what I have just done, and I've done a number of things. What I have done is that I think I now have everything set up to do some tests on staging. If I do those tests on staging, then potentially I can look at that other thing. So we have here, this is now the staging server. I've come from, I've got my other random account that I created, and we come from here. And then in principle, I can come here, and we are going into the sandbox, which I want. And then I log in with the special sandbox account, and I say agree over here. And so this is through the staging server. This would now redirect back to the staging server, I hope. Or would it? Yes, it does. And it says, thanks, you have sponsored sounds a pretty member, which is good. And then what I will also hopefully see in this mail trap is an email that will say, you've been sponsored. So this is the thing I was kind of realized today is that as well, like people they need a different email message saying, like if someone else is doing the payment through the site, then they need a message saying like, you have been sponsored by so-and-so. So that all looks quite good. Yes.
Right. I just opened the pull request, but fortunately, apparently Marion didn't push the last state of her code, which I had asked her to, and she said she would.
Did she maybe accidentally push it to her fork rather than the upstream?
Maybe.
You could possibly grab it from there, if it was there.
No, she doesn't even have that branch on her remote.
Oh, okay. That's frustrating. I guess you could ping her.
Yeah, I did.
So this is sort of working. I guess the other thing to do, there's a bizarre bug on staging where some subset of users don't appear, and I don't know why, but I'm not going to get sidetracked by it. I guess I will also just check here that this works via the other mechanism. And that also appears to have worked. And yep, they're there. And for better or for worse, I don't know, I have still got it set up so that you don't actually have to be logged in order to do any of this. You can see the premium things appearing there. So I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking this is pretty thoroughly tested. So is that there, if you haven't got the code from, is that quite a lot of code then from Marion?
I'm not sure whether it's a lot, but it's just
No, but
the same error.
Right. It'll be the thing that you were bumping up against was precisely that sort of issue.
I think potentially it's just card details or something.
Yeah. Right.
It's all that needs to actually be done with what's there.
And
then there was a bunch of other thrashing around.
I'm
not sure which is.
Well, I've made the subscriptions controller has not got any simpler as a result of my efforts with this thing. Well, I mean, it's yes, it's not got any shorter. Yeah. Okay. And this and this and this and yep. It's all looking sensible. So what I'm tempted to do now is I should have the latest stuff on staging. I'm tempted to I've been trying to do rebasing here and it doesn't work because I think there's various bits and pieces that are on master and staging that are not in the code base for develop, which is not ideal.
Right.
Okay. So, all right. So that's being deployed to master. So that'll be available to, yeah, that'll be available. So that will take a little time to go up. I guess we could have a look. So this is the PR there. Is this is, I guess, just raw and hasn't been changed. It's
yeah, that's what you're talking
about. Okay, and
it's So in that state right there, it's erroring out on plan.find because there's another class
Mm-hmm.
and they are defined as plan.
Right. Okay. Yep.
So if we just comment that out, we might get past that initial error.
Okay. So is that, I guess, is there like with you think in relatively 2 or 3 steps we could get to the same issue that you
Probably.
bumped into? Yeah. So I guess I should get this out locally then. There's a version of that locally. Git pull origin. Really? Doesn't contain it. Probably my fault if it does. Oh crap. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Should not have been in there. Okay. Right. So we're here in this code. Let's close everything. And actually can do. But so there was one. I mean, when I started this with Marion, there was one feature test that's kind of driving the activity, which is this one. So oops, run that. Now, is that telling me the build has? Go on.
Did that latest .dump end up in there?
It was in the. It's in there. Yeah, which I'm almost certain that must be my fault. But so I've removed it. So at this point, I've got it. This is pretty much where I was with Marion yesterday, I think. I wonder if I've actually got the latest stuff.
Maybe it's my fault. I don't know.
The latest. I would be surprised. I think the latest dump is something that I created locally, and
I think I did it locally for some reason too.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, we got rid of it. The probably want to like add to get that to get ignore. But yeah, so this is failing at the moment because it's sort of coming in here and it's just rendering the default premium thing. So we've got the plan has been created, and
it is my fault.
Okay,
that's evil.
Yeah, maybe you want to add that to the dot git ignore, put latest dot star or something in there. So I mean, you're right. There's the potential conflict between the plan thing. Although in the Cucumber test, we're not experiencing that error. Did you drop down to the level of a spec?
What? Yeah. No, I mean we didn't jump down to the level of a spec.
No, that's okay. I'm just being. I'm not saying you should have. There's no judgment in there at all. I'm just saying. Oh, because you had previously just said, oh, the thing we're getting stuck on is the plan find wasn't working because etc.
No. That's we got past that.
Right. Okay. But yeah, so at the moment, it's the failure that I'm getting here is just that it's not seeing this this sign up button.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's too much.
Too much from the Marion thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that she hasn't pushed, and it's just.
Yeah, it would be redoing it. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see if she pushes that up. I mean, it's one of those things where she may have pushed. I often do this. Is I try and like push to something, and then it's sort of like there's an error message, and I don't see the error message, and I think it's pushed, but like there's like a little fast forward issue. So I'm just getting an edit Hangout URL failure, which I guess must be a temperamental individual one. I just will cause that to rebuild. The Scrum shows, yeah, it must be okay. Something like that. Okay, well, yeah, let's see if she comes. I guess she's at work at the moment.
I think I should actually delete this branch on GitHub.
Uh-huh.
Because of that latest .dump thing.
Maybe. That's probably a good idea.
And then I'm not sure how this opening this pull request might have actually. Oh man.
Okay, well, I'm going to go and get a cup of tea.
Because I think when you open a pull request, I think like the files are there forever, right?
Maybe. Well, and that's maybe something we can ask GitHub about.
That doesn't seem optimal at all.
No. Well, have a little mental wrestle with it, and but I think support at Git, see what you can do, and then email support at github.com as appropriate. Okay, I'll catch you in a bit.